In the last video we talked a bit about conditional operators, but today I just want to just talk a little bit more about them and also introduce another operator, or maybe two. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. So the first thing I want to do is explain where we left off yesterday. I want to explain why this is a double equals. Well, it would be possible for the wizard programmers who made C to have made this one equals sign and just sort of test whether it's in a condition or whether we're assigning, because that's the biggest problem with using one equals. It would be the same operator for assignment and as comparing to see if they're equal. So yeah, that's the reason we don't use one equals. But why couldn't the C wizards who created this brilliant, very simple programming language that, yeah, it's not that simple, but it's simple once you learn it. Why couldn't they have possibly made it and made the compiler clever enough to realise when we're using the equal sign in comparisons and when we're using the equal sign in assignment? Well, they could have, and there's even some languages out there. One I've used called Small Basic, and yeah, that's uses one equal sign. And you get used to it, and it's fine. But the problem is, it makes the code really weird if you're trying to work out whether you're assigning or whether you're comparing. And it's also just harder for the compiler to do it. And to be honest, although it looks stupid using two equal signs, because we never use, in like maths and things, you'd never say 4 equals 4, you just say 4 equals 4, or you'd never say 2 plus 2 equals 4, would you? You'd say equals 4. But from a programming point of view, if you actually think of all the reasons and all the other use for the equals sign, it becomes sort of clear that maybe using a double equals sign isn't that bad. But I can tell you it does. You might sometimes accidentally use one equals sign, not sure what's going wrong. But overall, it makes sense to have double equals. Anyway, let's move on. So there's also one called not equal. Now, not equal basically does what it says on the tin. It shows if things are not equal to each other. So, and the way we do that is by using a exclamation mark and then a equal sign. Now, this is where things get complicated. It's not complicated, but why use one equal sign when this means not, we'll get onto that in a second, and this means assignment. Like, one equal sign, we've just established, means assignment, not not comparing things. So why is it one equals? To be honest, I don't know, and I don't think any programmer in the world will ever understand why there's only one equals. But you just have to get used to it, just like you need to get used to the equals being double equals sign. Once you've started programming a little bit, you don't ever try and write double equals, really. And, yeah. So, anyway, for example, 72 is not equal to 79. Well, true, because you might look at this and think, what do you mean they're not equal? And then you might see the symbol again and think, oh yes, of course, because it's not equal. It's saying they're not equal. Now, this is where things get confusing. So that I keep saying confusing. They're not confusing, but this is where things get because it seems illogical, but it's not really. So not you're basically saying here. So you're saying that these aren't equal. So they're not equal, if you know what I mean. They're not equal. So it's saying that they're not equal. I'm getting confused now. So not equals, yeah, is basically like you trying to play that awful joke on someone where you say, I am not tired or something, which means you are tired. So, for example, if we had 72 is not equal 72, obviously this is now false, and we're basically saying they are not, so they're equal, but they're not equal. So they're not, they just say if they're not equal, and if they're not equal, then it's true. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm confusing myself now. And the last one we're going to talk about, so if they are equal, then it's false. If they're not equal, then it's true. It's a bit confusing to wrap your head around, as I can clearly given a practical demonstration of now with my mental breakdown of what not equal means. But, so, what about not, then? That is just an exclamation mark. Now, what does not mean? Well, for example, we've got standard Boolean here. We've got not true, for example. Now, not true, this will be, so it reverses the output. If it's true, yeah, then it's false. So, for example, we can use this operator with other operators, for example, the less than. So, if 2 is, so 2 is 2 smaller than 4? Yes, it is. Now, so, yes, that is true. 2 is smaller than 4 is true. But we've then got to reverse this because we've got this not operator. So it basically says not, if this is not true. So back to this thing again. If this isn't true, then this is not true, and it's not, so I'm going to have another mental breakdown. So it's not true, meaning it is true. Yeah, good luck understanding that one.